Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about some makeup brushes, so this will be a brand review of Sigma. They are a cruelty-free brand and I think they are transitioning their brushes to be all vegan. I'm not sure if they are yet all vegan, but all the brushes I have and all the brushes I'm going to talk about are vegan. Sigma is probably one of the most hyped brands what comes to makeup brushes. And I think the brushes are good, the quality is good, the brushes don't shed. However, I must say that I feel that sometimes the brushes are maybe a little bit overpriced. I do have options from more affordable brands that work equally as good or even better on my opinion. And my favorite affordable brush brands are Eco Tools and Real Techniques, and I also want to try some BH Cosmetics brushes. But I must say with Sigma that there is some Sigma brushes that I actually do really like, but overall I think with Sigma brushes I really don't think they are that spectacular, that they are worth the price, because the prices are super high. With price of one Sigma eye brush you can get multiple brushes from more affordable brand, or with a price of Sigma brush set, I mean you can get a lot of with the price of Sigma brush set. They are expensive. I have bought one Sigma brush set and I will talk about that later. I really wouldn't recommend you to buy a brush set from a brand like Sigma. In my experience, all of the brush sets I have ever bought, no matter if the brand is more affordable, no matter if it's more expensive, most of the brushes are not exactly what I love to use, and when the price tag is this high, there are a lot of money that goes to waste if you don't use the brushes. So that's why I would recommend, if you really want to try more expensive brushes, maybe it's Sigma, maybe it's some other brand, don't maybe buy a brush set right away, buy just a couple of individual brushes that you are interested in, and maybe if you like them, maybe then buy a brush set. I don't mean to say that I dislike Sigma. I really appreciate that they are cruelty free, their brushes are vegan, but I just think there are options that are more affordable that work equally as good or even better. Okay, so let's start about eyeshadow process, and I will first tell you what are the three brushes that I would most definitely recommend, the brushes that I absolutely love from Sigma. So my favorite Sigma brushes are their E40 blending brush, their E35 blending brush and their E25 blending brush. These brushes are something that I use every single day in my eye looks. Okay, so let's start with Sigma E40 blending brush, and this must be the most hyped blending brush in the world. This definitely is not the best brush for doing precise blending, but I don't think it's meant for precise blending. It is very fluffy brush, the head is rounded, it is perfect to start out your eye look and put on transition shade if you like to put on transition shade first. I personally do my eyeshadow that way, that I go first with the lighter shades above my crease and I deepen up the shade little by little. I always start my eye look with this one, and I really would recommend this one if you want this type of brush that is more fluffy and big. The second brush I'm going to talk about is the Sigma E35 Tapered blending brush. I have no idea why this is called tapered, because I don't think this is really tapered. I mean, this is this similar rounded shape than the E40 brush. The E35 is maybe a little bit more firm. It is not quite as fluffy than the E40 brush, but they are very similar. I think you don't really need both of these. And if I could keep only one of these brushes, I would keep the E35 brush, because with this one you can definitely do the transition shade, but also I think with this one you can more easily go to crease because it is not quite as fluffy. I think it's super good shape, and this is something that I usually like to go with this one to blend when I have put on more deeper colors. So I really like this brush. It is my favorite brush from Sigma. The next brush is the Sigma E25 blending brush. This is a smaller and quite firm blending brush, and I think these kind of brushes are super versatile and I absolutely love this brush. So this brush I like to use after this E35 brush. So with this brush I go to my outer V with the deeper color and I blend it to my crease, and I think this is super good brush to that. This is something that you can do more precise blending. Also, I think this brush shape is something that you can put transition shade to your lower lash line if you like to do that. Really good brush, and I think these three brushes are something that I would recommend you to get from Sigma. If you want to try something from them, buy these brushes individually. Okay, so I own two more Sigma brushes, and these brushes I like, but they are nothing that I couldn't live without them. I think they are nice brushes, but if I could now choose, I wouldn't put my money to these, but I enjoy using them. So the first one like this is the Sigma E45 small tapered blending brush. I used to use this only with my inner corner highlighter and my Cupid's bow highlighter. However, now I tried it because Kitty Snack recommended this with deep color on the outer V. So this one is really good in that. So because it is so pointed, you can just adapt this brush to deep eyeshadow and go there and blend it out. It's really good on there. But also, this is something that works very well on inner corner highlighter and Cupid's bow highlight. The next brush is the Sigma E30 pencil brush. This is a nice brush. I got this from a set and I will talk about the set later. I like this brush. This is something I use when I go to my lower lash line with shimmery shade. If I go there with matte shade, I like to use more smudge brush, but this one is something that puts shimmer there beautifully. Also, this is something that if you want really bright inner corner highlight, this works there very well. I did put today my inner corner highlighter with this one. I think it's really nice pencil brush, but I still wouldn't buy another brush like this. I think there are more affordable pencil brushes out there. Okay, let's talk next about two brushes from Sigma that I don't have anymore. I was a little bit disappointed with this one, and the reason was not that these were bad brushes. They worked really good. However, I do have brushes from drugstore that are extremely similar to these brushes and work as good. So I was a little disappointed that I did spend so much money to these brushes. These brushes that I did not like are their E55 eye shading brush and their E57 firm shader brush. So these are just brushes you can use to put color to your lid, and I was disappointed because these brushes from the drugstore are so similar. So the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush is exactly the same shape than the Sigma E55 brush, and then this Real Techniques shading brush is exactly the same shape than the Sigma E57 brush. Okay, so as I told you in the beginning of this video, I have bought from Sigma their one brush set, and it was their most wanted set. So I think this set is a clever idea because you actually can try some of their most popular brushes, and I do have still 3 brushes from that set. As I told you, their E40 brush and their E25 brush I use every day. I also use every day this E30 brush, but it's not something that you could not find from drugstore. And in this brush set there was also 2 face brushes that I don't have anymore. So the first one is their F80 flat Kabuki brush and their F35 tapered highlighter brush. I was extremely disappointed because these brushes are quite pricey. When I bought this set, I used to apply my foundation usually with brush. Now I use mostly sponges, but then I used brush, and my favorite brush to apply foundation was back then, and still one of my favorite, is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. And what's different in this Sigma brush and the Expert Face Brush is that the Expert Face Brush is actually rounded so that it blends the product more beautifully to the skin. I was disappointed with flat Kabuki brush from Sigma. I really didn't think it applies foundation that beautifully. I expected something supernatural maybe. And in the set there was this F35 tapered highlighter brush. I didn't hate it and I sometimes used to use it with highlighter. However, I think the Real Techniques setting brush works equally as good, and now I have from Eco Tools their big highlighter fan brush that I love to use. It actually blends the highlighter so that the highlighter looks seamless and not like a strike on the face. But overall, after trying these face brushes from Sigma, I really don't want to try more. Okay, then I have from Sigma one more product, and this one I actually really like. So this is their brush cleansing clove. It is this pink rubbery thing. There is different type of surfaces that you can cleanse your brushes with, and I really do like this. There is this white thing inside of this. You can take it off if you want. I always take it off because I think it's a little bit on my way. What I like in this one is that my hands don't get wet. I want to protect my hands from drying. I do work in a clothing store and my hands get quite dry because I touch a lot to fabrics. This is maybe something where I am a little bit snobby. I mean, it sounds stupid that I don't want to get my hands to be wet when I wash my brushes. I know it sounds snobby, but it's just that I want to protect my hands of trying. This is something I really enjoy. It is quite expensive, so in Beauty Bay it is 42.50 €. It is quite much, but I think for me I don't regret it. I do regret buying many brushes from Sigma because I was disappointed because there are more amazing options in the drugstore, but this one I do not regret at all and I will happily keep using this. I must admit that I am lazy to wash my brushes, so because I do have such a nice brush cleansing tool, I must use it more. Okay, so this was my brand review from Sigma. Please remember this is only my opinion. If Sigma is your holy grail brand what comes to brushes, that is good. I'm glad you have found brushes you absolutely love. Thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below what is your favorite brush brand, and if there is some brush from Sigma you think I should try, let me know down in the comments. If you did like this video, please put thumbs up and see you in my next video. Bye bye!